My relationship with social media is complicated. I can tell you that social media is terrible because, in a lot of ways, it has changed my life for the better. My work and business exist because of it. I've met incredible people because of it. It has given me opportunities that I never would have had otherwise. So, this is not one of those videos where I tell you to delete Instagram or your social media and move to a remote place. I still use social media and I probably will always do. I don't think social media is making me unhappy. I think it's making my mind feel crowded and noisy. Every time I open Instagram, it feels like I'm walking into a room where hundreds of conversations are happening all at once. Someone's launching a new business, someone's traveling the world, someone's sharing 5 habits that will change your life, or someone's reading 100 books per year. And someone else is telling you that if you are not waking up at 5 in the morning, you're already behind. None of these people are doing anything wrong. They are probably just sharing their lives. But when you spend enough time consuming everyone else's life, it gets harder to hear your own thoughts. I didn't realize how much this was affecting me until I got back into reading early last year. There was a point where I could barely finish a chapter without reaching for my phone. I read for a few minutes, then wonder if anyone had messaged me. I'd read another page, then suddenly I'd find myself opening Instagram without even thinking about it. Most of the time, there was not even a notification waiting for me. I was just so used to feeling every tiny pause with my phone that I stopped noticing I was doing it. That was probably the moment I realized I did not have a social media problem. I had a boredom problem, or maybe a fear of boredom. Every quiet moment had to be filled with something: waiting for my coffee, check my phone. Standing in line, check my phone. Sitting in the passenger seat, check my phone. Even if I only had 30 seconds to spare, my instinct was to reach out into my pocket. So a few months ago, I decided to change that. Not by deleting social media completely, because that just is not realistic for me. My work depends on it. Instead, I gave myself a small window during the day to catch up on everything. And outside of that, I use a tool called Brick that blocks me from opening the apps. It's honestly kind of funny when you think about it. I use technology to stop myself from using technology, but it's working. The first few days were surprisingly hard. I kept reaching for my phone out of habit, only to remember that I couldn't open anything. I found myself thinking, okay, now what? I was bored, really bored. At first, I thought that meant something was wrong. We're so used to having endless entertainment that boredom almost feels like a problem that needs to be solved as quickly as possible. But after sitting with it for a while, I started noticing something I had not felt in a long time. My mind slowed down. Instead of scrolling, I picked up a book. Sometimes I worked on my jewelry projects. Sometimes I just sat with my dogs. And sometimes I didn't do anything at all. I just let my mind wander. I forgot what that felt like, as I was used to being bored when we were kids. We started believing that every quiet moment needed to be filled. If we have 5 free minutes, we pull out our phones. If we are eating alone, we watch a video. If we are driving, we are listening to something. We've become so uncomfortable with silence that we barely give ourselves a chance to think anymore. What are we losing because of that? Boredom is not something we should avoid. Boredom is where curiosity begins and where ideas show up. It is where we finally process everything we've been carrying instead of constantly replacing our thoughts with someone else's. I'm not against social media. I still enjoy it and I'm grateful for everything it's given to me. But I have stopped believing it deserves every quiet moment of my day. I've realized that my attention is one of the most valuable things I have, and I don't want to give it away every time I feel even slightly bored. I'm still figuring things out. There are days when I spend way more time scrolling than I'd like to admit, but there are also days when I finish another chapter of a book or even an entire book, or spend an afternoon making jewelry projects, or just enjoy a cup of coffee without looking at the screen. And and I think I'm okay with having more days like that.